Hello there, friends, and welcome back to more Bravely Default. Last time, we began storming the Lontano Villa in search of the captured king, and as we can see on the other side of this wall, we seem to have found him, along with Argent Heinkel, the knight. This time, we're going to go rescue the king and avenge Owen, and take down the knight once and for all.
"'Tis? Come to save us the trouble of finding you, Vestal? How very courteous. And just what are you doing here, Adia?
I'll go along with the Sky Knight's methods no longer.
You've no say in the matter. Defying orders is treason, girl!
Enough! You have us! Let the king go!
First, the Vestal comes to me. Alone!
You mustn't! I'll not keep my head at the cost of an innocent girl's.
You'll not keep your head at all, if you keep running your mouth. Are you so eager to join the captain of your guard?
Heinkel, you were among the highest regarded warriors in the duchy, a paragon of chivalry. And the Sky Knights beneath you? I grew up on the tales of their brave and righteous deeds. But what I saw was a band of craven thugs. You defiled the title of knight!
Green fool. All hands! Seize these four! Kill the men if you must!
Alrighty, here we go. So, let's see here. We're dealing with Sky Duelers, Pikemen, Archer, and Archer. Nothing we haven't seen before. Let's go ahead and just mow them down. Idia, you know what? You can have the honors. Take them down. Oh, that's okay. Well, okay, at least it was on Agnes. White Mage just has the built-in effect that they just heal poison, any status ailment after battle anyway, so that was pretty lucky. Agnes levels up, and that's about it.
Such valor! You're quite the little heroes! And here I so hope to resolve this peacefully, and let the good king go.
Looks like Heinkel's retreating. Let's go give him a piece of our mind. But first, party chat! Ah, yes! Idia's ire. Any guess where he's headed, Idia? The villa rooftop, to the airship berth. Wasn't this villa a retreat for the Caldislan royal family? Why would they have a berth? I agree. It seems incongruous. I use berth loosely. They've driven an airship anchor into the building's roof. Not much for finesse, are they? We can discuss it later. Now, hurry. He'll get away. Don't confuse haste for speed. We need to be smart. Right, I know, but I can't forgive what Heinkel's done. He's a knight who has ground chivalry into the dirt. As I recall, knights are called to serve as the sword and shield of the weak. Not to threaten the public, or burn down homes, or abduct royalty. I'm in agreement with you, Idia. This man is no knight. Perhaps our views are more similar than I had dared believe. For now, let us hurry. Agnes. To the roof, then. Off we go. Get a nice view of the top of the villa as we deal with our final confrontation against Heinkel. Let's meet him at the airship.
Heinkel! This is your answer? And still you'd call yourself a knight? As daughter to a true knight, I know their pride is staked upon fair and honorable combat. Release your hostage! Then stand and face us! No more running, coward!
Ha! You invoke your father after betraying him?
He's headed for the airship!
That makes no sense. Why should he flee? His aim is the Vestal, not the king.
He's baiting us?
Still, we have to give chase. We'll lose him and the ship. Well, I'm game to brave a trap.
I'm following you.
Agnes, let's go!
Right.
Ah, good. You came. You're a bold lot, if not a smart one. This ship is a prison you entered willingly. Nowhere to run now, safe down. Quickly. Really, I must thank you for taking the bait so eagerly. It's earned you a lavish cruise through the clouds, Vestal. And for your friends, a career as ballast.
You're a prisoner here, same as us. No more tricks, Heinkel!
A knight without chivalry is a common bully. I'll see you stripped of that title here and now.
You wouldn't test your elders, girl. I thought to bring you home in chains. But no. All but the Vestal will end here as dew upon my blade. You'll die with the rest, traitor!
Here we go. Our fight against Argent Heinkel, the Knight. He's got 2 archers backing him up, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and use Tiz's turn to examine Heinkel, see if he has any weaknesses. We already know the archer's weaknesses, so we can deal with them pretty easily. Let's go ahead and heal up a little bit, and then I'm gonna have our black mages go ahead. Let's go ahead and have Ring a Bell do a thunder on each of the archers. That should be enough to deal with them, and then we can just default. Let's slow down combat a bit. Poison arrow, that's fine. We can deal with that. 2400 HP, but he's weak to lightning. Okay, we can deal with that. Okay, no more poison. Okay, there goes that archer. And there goes that archer. Oh my god, that shield strike hurts. Okay. Heinkel is a physical defense god. As a knight, you know, tanking is kind of his thing. So, trying to hit him with physical attacks is probably not our best bet. I'm going to have Tiz kind of play jack of all trades, I guess is the best way to put it for this map, for this fight. I don't know why I said map there. But he will attack when I have an opening, but otherwise he's just going to be kind of moderating everyone's health and making sure that there's no debuffs on us. Let's go ahead and have Idia defend a little bit more. Clear that poison off. Just get everyone a little bit healthier. Yeah, Heinkel's damage hurts. If I can afford it, I'll probably have Anya's default as much as possible. Let's go ahead and just tap Heinkel real quick. See how much damage Tiz can do just normally. I'm gonna have Anya's default, and then I'm gonna have Ring a Bell default, and I'll have Idia default as well. Okay, about 32. Ow. Okay. Let's go ahead and have Tiz just throw Anya's a potion. And we'll just have Anya's default, Ring a Bell default. Actually, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and have Ring a Bell attack. And then I'm going to have Idia use all of her Brave points, so I can kind of line up their BP charge a little bit better. Similar to Crow, just make sure that all my burst windows are lined up. But that's doing some pretty good damage. It's taking away chunks of its HP at a time. That's kind of going to be our main strategy going through this encounter, is having Ring a Bell and Idia, and even potentially Anyes, do primarily most of the damage, and just have Tiz do chip damage when he can, but primarily being support. Whenever Heinkel uses that shield strike, it increases his defense, so we have to be careful of that. Let's go ahead and have Tiz... I'm gonna have him invigorate, actually. See if that can work. Hopefully my luck is actually gonna be good enough and it won't backfire on me, but we'll see. Alright, nice. Ow! Okay. You know what? Yeah, let's just go ahead and see if Strong Strike will work. It won't do too much damage, but some of that power defense will be cancelled out, at least a little bit, in this attack. And then we'll just have our 2 damage dealers default. Ah, damn it. That's okay. Ow. Okay, well, as long as his attention is mostly on Tiz, that's fine with me. Let's go ahead and just keep Tiz somewhat healthy. Let's go ahead and potion, actually. No, nah. She has way more than enough HP to manage this. And then we'll have our 2 attackers default as well. Yeah, alright. I'm gonna have you invigorate. I'm gonna have Anya's default, and then our 3 attackers are gonna go at it. Do-do-do. As long as we're attacking with magic damage, there's not really much the knight itself can really do. Most of its job identity is centered around physical defense, so this is just your main way of getting around the job's main identity. That's the biggest reason why I wanted 2 black mages. Having 2 black mages makes this encounter significantly easier. But our 2 black mages are starting to run out of MP here. I'm gonna have them default a little bit more, but then I might switch to Anya's being the primary attacker. Oh, Stomp. Okay, so Stomp is a hard-hitting attack, but it will lower his magic defense. So he can't even attack this turn. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put us all on the offensive, except for Tiz. Tiz can kind of actually, before I do that, I'm gonna have Tiz just sling a potion on Anies and ring a bell, just in case something goes awry next turn, if there even is going to be a next turn. And then I don't want to go into the negative too much, but I'll go ahead and just spend up the rest of Ring a Bell's magic, and why not? Let's see if we can finish this off. This will use up the rest of Idia's MP, but that's okay. Let's see if we can finish Heinkel off. That's 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, he's gone. Idia, finish him off. And there we go. The fight against Heinkel is done. 198 EXP, 396 P, and 20 JP. That's pretty good. Pretty good. His is level 10. That's crazy. And we got gauntlets. And of course, we obtain a new job. What is it? Well, it's the Knight asterisk. The Knight, a well-rounded warrior with excellent offense and defense, high physical defense, and favors swords, shields, and armor. Their specialty is protect ally, and their job command is chivalry. The Knight is, as the job description states, fairly well-rounded with, above average HP strength, really high vitality, making him quite tanky, subpar MP and intelligence, decent mind, so if you were to equip White Mage onto them, their effectiveness wouldn't be too bad, and their dexterity and agility being pretty, not worth saying much about. They are not going to be evasion tanks, they are going to be taking hits straight on. In terms of arms aptitude, they are going to be primarily using swords, though axes and spears aren't a bad alternative. And their armor aptitude shows that they really, really favor shields, and helms and armor are going to be high up there as well. This job is even able to equip 2 shields with one of its special support abilities, making it incredibly tanky, even against magic attacks. This job is the de facto tank for the majority of the game. So, if you want a tank roll, this is the one for you.
What's happening?
The airship! We're losing altitude! Idia, hurry! Take the wheel! Me? I can't drive this thing!
What? You're a Sky Knight, aren't you?
Only Heinkel and the other officers knew how to pilot the ship.
Idia, might I ask you something? What is the name of this vessel?
What? Who cares about that? And how are you so calm?
The Echelon, galleon-class airship, am I correct?
Yes, but how? Is that in your book too?
Indeed it is. Let me have a go at steering.
But you have no memory. When would you have...
Ah, so this goes here. That gets turned like so, then we just...
Wait, is he... We're steadying out!
Of course we are. I'm a crack pilot, apparently. Now find something to hold on to!
Alrighty, Ring a Bell saved the day there. Hoo hoo hoo! My goodness. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and head back to Caldisla with the king. Real quick, before we enter the throne room, I want to go ahead and check on our Norende village. So, the southernmost part of Norende village has been unlocked, giving us access to the compound shop. I'm going to allocate all of my villagers to unlocking this final piece of land.
The kingdom of Caldisla owes you all a vast debt. I thank you from my heart of hearts. You, more than anyone, 'tis. A nightmare was visited upon you and your home, and still you rose up to defend ours. I'm certain your feats have earned Owen a peaceful rest. If you are willing, I would gladly see you take up his sword. Will you continue to keep this land safe, son?
You honor me, Your Highness, but I cannot accept. I promised on Yes that I'll join her on her journey.
Caldisla shall be poorer for losing you. Know that you will ever have a home here. The Eternian airship is yours to use as you will. Take it with my blessing. There's not a man in the kingdom able to pilot it anyway. I leave the matter of that horrible chasm to you. I have faith you'll see it unmade. May the crystals keep you in your journey.
And with that, we've gotten the king's blessing. Let's go ahead and read this party chat. Operation Norende rises. I wonder how long it will take until Norende is whole again. Am I really up to the task of building it all up again? It is. There's no use in getting impatient. The first step is to decide upon your building priorities. Knowing what needs finishing is first is key to budgeting your time wisely. That was surprisingly helpful, Ring a Bell. Of course, it's the same principle as dating multiple women at once. Oh, I take it back. You're a pig, Ring a Bell. What do I prioritize first? One can never be too prepared when it comes to healing items. Perhaps an item shop would be a prudent choice. Don't you mean armor? I feel like our defenses are a bit thin. What better defense than a good offense? I vote weapons instead. They all sound so tempting. Better keep thinking on that while we need. Better keep thinking on what we need the most. Well, you know, we're kind of spreading out our people, and allowing them to do different jobs so we can cover as much ground as possible. So right now, what we need to do is we need to go back to that airship and see if we can pilot it a little bit better. But before that, I'm gonna take a look at that night job. We're a little, thin on resources here, and I'm tempted to go ahead and just show off the night job at least a little bit. I think I'm gonna give it to Ring a Bell. He kind of has that knight in shining armor aspect towards him, and I'm going to keep him with white magic. As we just saw in the job description of Knight, their mind stat isn't all that bad, so I'll keep it like that. Also, something that I noticed but never really talked about at any point whenever we unlocked it is that whenever Anya's hit job level 2 with White Mage, she unlocked our first support ability that we've seen. MP defense 10% up. So, well, not MP defense. You can't really guard against status, but more of like it's magic defense, not MP defense. But I'm gonna go ahead and equip that. You know, that would have been helpful against Ominous, but obviously we didn't need too much help. I'm also going to go ahead and equip the Isino Kami. Actually, do I want to do that? Let me look and see if there's any better weapons. I didn't see any better weapons, but I am absolutely going to be grabbing 2 bucklers from the armory to give to Agnes and Ring a Bell. Go ahead and remove one of these daggers. Actually, let's remove both and give her the Mage Masher and then a Buckler. That'll increase her defense quite a bit. And then Ring-a-Bell can have the Sinokami and the Buckler. I'm surprised Idia is not angry that someone else is handling her master's sword. But you know what? There's also the gauntlets here, which will increase physical defense. Ring-a-Bell's physical defense is already pretty high, even for a tank. So I think what I'm going to do is slap that on... Actually... Okay, I'm going to go ahead and equip the white cape on Agnes, so our healer never gets silenced. And then I'm going to give Idia the gauntlets, and then I'll give Ring-a-Bell the bronze gauntlets. That way our black mage isn't too wanting for defense. Though I am going to go ahead and buy her an actual headpiece, because that'd be kind of nice to have for her. And then it also seems like she would benefit from the Kenpo G. But let's go ahead and just give her the Linen Cuirass. That's a bit cheaper. With our preparations set, let's go ahead and spend one last night at Carl's Inn before we head out. Thank you, Carl, for your free nights in the inn. At any point in the game, you can come back to Carl's Inn and stay for free. So, if you're ever in a money pinch, for some reason, inns are pretty cheap. If you're ever in a money pinch, though, you can always come back to Carl and stay the night. What do you got to say, Aerie? Our very own airship! Let's head to the lake to the southwest and claim our prize. Ah, what a pretty airship. Let's see her fly.
Seems I've found a reason to come along. Now, my ladies, all you need do is simply speak the word, and I shall whisk you off to the very ends of existence.
And you're really sure that wasn't just a fluke before?
Rest assured, my dear, I never fail to properly escort a lady.
Agnes, will you tell us why they were chasing you?
The Sky Knights are a branch of the Eternian forces. The Duchy of Eternia has put forth an agenda of anti-crystalism.
Anti-crystalism?
A new way of thinking, based upon the idea of a society no longer dependent upon the crystals. It brands the crystal orthodoxy as a heretic faith, and the Vestals its minions. It was the philosophy I was raised upon. When the chasm appeared, every one of the Eternian forces was given the order to capture the Vestals. They said the Vestals and the crystals they tend were the sinkhole's cause.
That's not possible! Agnes has been fighting this whole time to fix what happened to Norende.
I know. I'm sorry. You've nothing to apologize for.
All of this paints the Duchy in a suspicious light, don't you think? Perhaps they know more of the chasm's true cause than they let on.
I cannot imagine we've seen the last of them. If any of you wish to go, do it now. I'll not blame you.
I'm staying with you. I just told the king as much.
I'm in as well. I need to see for myself whether my people are right or wrong.
And playing escort is my job. I'll not cede it to anyone.
If none of you will listen to reason... This is so exciting, Agnes! You're finally headed back to the Wind Crystal side! Yes, to Anshine, the land of sand and time, and to the Temple of Wind.
Anshine, the land of sand and time? What's it like there?
Like an oasis in a vast desert beyond the sea. We make southeast of here.
The Echelot. The Echelot by sea or air. Press the A button to switch between sailing and flying. That said, you probably want to steer clear of the oceans in their rotted state. Embarking and disembarking. When sailing, a port or sandy shore is needed to dock. It's inconvenient, but that's life, I'm afraid. Ah, tutorials. Always making fun of me. Party chat time. About Ansheim. So, Agnes, refresh my memory. Amnesia joke, by the way. Which way to Ansheim? Yes, it's, southeast? So will this course serve, or... southeast, please? My dear, I'm afraid I have no recollection to go by. I need reliable directions, or... what should I do? And keep said southeast and nothing more? I think I see what happened. Ring a bell. She means it's southeast of Caldisla, specifically. Aye aye. Oh, Agnes. Just what sort of place is Ansheim? It's covered in a vast desert, and hot, as though it were always midsummer. Wow, that sounds like the complete opposite of where I was born. Huh? I guess there's all sorts of places out there. This is your first time leaving Caldisla, then, Tiz? It is. What about you, Edea? Me? I was a former Sky Knight. I've flown all over the world. Where have you seen? Oh, lots of places. Eternia, Caldisla... Caldisla... Oh, you're barely any better than me. The world is vast, my friends. There are countries of perpetual summer, others of winter. Verdant lands rich in water, entire kingdoms built on volcanoes, nations hidden in the forests. That sounds amazing. Or so I imagine. I've no memory, remember? What? You're just guessing? The world is vast. Keep it in that vague. Keep it that vague, and you're sure to be right. Ansheim's gourmand. Is anyone else hungry? Agnes, what sort of food is Ansheim known for? Oh, I'm afraid I so rarely left the temple. I couldn't say. And when I passed through on my way to Caldisla, it was as a fugitive. Well, just tell us about what you've eaten, then. I seem to recall a great deal of Ansheim's cuisine being spicy. One bite, and I felt as though I was spewing flames. I broke into a full-body sweat. That sounds pretty intense. Leave it to a desert people to develop a taste for searing heat. I'm sure their women are no less fiery and... Oh, what about sweets? Any cakes and things? I'd nearly forgotten. I had the most curious delicacy in a port on the inner sea. Yes? It was ice cream that stretched. Huh? Stretchy ice cream? That sounds so weird. Get ready, weird, stretchy ice cream. Edea is coming for you. Full speed ahead! Temperament. Fiery in temperament. Well, we seem all excited to go off to Ansheim. Let's head to the east. We can get off on these waters. They seem to be not rotted. There's a port right here. So, off we go.
(9:26). I hurried for the capital as the sun dipped below the Norende plateau. My steps are unnervingly light without my armor, and these clothes hang oddly on me. Most of all, I feel naked without a weapon. I was greeted at the city's edge by the sound of a whistle marking the arrival of a merchant ship. Between the merchants and wholesalers, the dock workers unloading crates, the tired crewmen, and the eager children excited by the exotic wares, the port was buzzing with people. As I pushed my way upstream through the crowd and along the avenue toward the palace, I spotted a splendid building, its roof a rich navy. This must be the inn the old fisherman described. Inside, I found a man with a gentle mien sitting behind a well-polished counter. I asked after any vacancies, but he replied with a chagrined, "Sorry, we're all full up tonight." It feels quiet for a full inn, but I don't suppose I can blame him. A walk-in customer at this hour, and clearly not a local, with no one to vouch for me. Any respectable innkeep would surely offer some version of the same excuse. When I inquired after a place to eat, he said down by the port there should be a cheap pub catering to sailors that's open until morning. Lovely. Back down I go. At the hill's bottom, I ate my fill at a food cart aimed at drunken sailors. Now it's back up to the inn. I refused to spend the night kept awake by carousing seamen, so I let myself into the empty house next door to the inn. I will just have to sleep lightly.